Hello guys, welcome to a different video today. We are going to be running trains, but not very much today because we're going to be drawing up some plans for my proper railway, which is, give me 1 second. You see these two boards here? These ones here, both of those boards are exactly the same, but that was one I started with, but we're going to be drawing out plans for this board, for my proper railway, for my dream layout. So today we're just going to do some drawing and see how that comes out. Like a little bit further down. There we go. Right. So get comfortable. Get some snacks, get some drinks. And I hope you enjoyed this evening's video. So yes, it's going to be a slightly different video today. That one doesn't look the best, does it? Right, it's like, what's going on? I'm doing some drawing for my proper railway, proper dream layout, which this table was not my proper dream layout. That small board is what I'm going to be basing my proper track system on, because it's on a smaller scale as well, so I do have to realise that too. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch and TikTok. Links are down in the description for all that. Welcome to iTrains Class 87 Reviews channel, or known, it's called Brandon. My real name's Brandon, but I just call my channel iTrains Class 87 Reviews, just because it's something unique and it's a little bit random, and I thought it'd be quite cool to have it as that for my first YouTube channel. It's nearly 7 years old. My channel will be 7 years old in May this year, the end of May. Anyway, today, as I said, I'm drawing out some new plans, new track system basically for 2 loops, 2 continuing loops, and I'm building a continuing run loop for each side of the track, and I'm basically building stuff like that, but I'm basically just building up the track plan. So that board there is about 4 foot, so I'm going to have to take that into account because I want to gentle curves. These are just going to be basically how this is going to be. It's going to be small curves. This is the same track, by the way. That's why I got 2. And obviously we're going to need a third radius curves to have a straight there and then bend around again. So these are, you're just thinking these are the track. These 2 are tracks. This 2 is tracks. And the idea is when this one comes around here, like so. I hope you guys can see it alright. So the idea is basically these outer tracks will join on the inner tracks somehow. So what I'm considering doing with this proper hour of mine in time is to build a point just here, and I think maybe possibly just building up a little straight piece a little bit further up, and then build another point just in that area there, and that way we can sort of have like a because this is a sketch to what I'm basically aiming for, and the idea is I'm going to have build this up a little bit more, and then we'll just build another point here, which is the left hand point going into the yard. So this section here, yeah, the pencil's not great, this one, but it'll do for now. So this is the point for the yard, and this is for that one train in there for a locomotive. And what I'm going to do is bring this one up a little bit further, and then we'll bring another left hand point right beside it into the yard like this. And then basically what I'm going to be doing is designing a depot area for all the trains to store and they're being fixed. So that will be basically what this will be going on. And the inside loop will be basically just doing something like this. So these 2 are connected, by the way, just to let you guys know. And there will be a little bit of a slight curve to go, excuse me, round to the left. So for those who are asking, like, so this track here is going to be connected round to the left, and this is basically how it's going to look. So, and then we're going to have a really tight angle for doing this last bit. So this is going to be where the buffer is going to be, and then before we reach the buffers, it's going to be doing the left hand point. So the buffer is going to have to be somewhere right at the back, because not touching the rails itself from the inside or the outside track, but and then the outside track is going to join. Basically it's going to look like something like this, but without it being too close to this one, so there is a bit of a gap between them. So this is the shed, so because this has got chimneys and stuff on it. This is just my version of chimneys, but it doesn't look quite like that. But it's my rough sketch of it. And then you have the little outlet building here to go in for people, sort of people like this, when you've got people, workmen going into the depot and they basically fixing up a train before they go out onto the heritage line. And it'll be a continue run circuit, so it's not going to be quite like some are, particularly they are the same. And basically what I'm doing with this angle here is this point here, you can see it's going off straight onto that point, straight onto this inner loop. So basically what this will happen is, again, it's just going to be a little branch section here taking off for the trains to park up in the yard. And obviously what I'm going to do is just going to be a little bit of a track system here, to where the bigger trains, what I'm going to do with the bigger trains, well, I'm not going to have too many tracks, but what I'm going to do is, for the bigger trains, I'm going to be very close to basically the inner loop, and that way 8 cars is the maximum. So the Blue Pullman by Batman, the premium one, will be on this track, but being it's, you're thinking this will be force radius curves, and the Blue Pullman's like from here to here, because think about that, because that's quite big. So my thing is, if I leave the Blue Pullman to last to buy, because I might actually not leave it to last to buy, but basically buy it, keep it in its box, don't run it, don't open it, don't review it until this stuff is basically put into place, and then once it's on there, we'll leave it on there. It'll be on DCC, so DC stuff, and then DC for a short time on the inner loop. For the outer loop, it'll be DC, being it, most of my locos are DC. And to be honest, DC has a lot of outlook, which has got a good outlook for it all. And basically, this little section here is another little yard. And then you can have a little one here, just for the smaller locos to park up right beside each other like that, which is really awesome. But we can sort of build a very thin one, which is going to be here, and then we can have buildings around here on the outer side of the track, like this. Just trying to design a window, which is not always ideal, but yeah, kind of the sort of thing like that. Yeah, it's not quite the plan, but this is the sort of thing I'm going for, without too many yards. But basically what I'm going to do, in sections where there's going to be level crossings, so like this section here, all the way over, and I'm going to put a level crossing here, and then you sort of can have a system like this, where there's actual lines in between. And basically what will happen is, this level crossing will be for people and cars coming over, for the work people to come in. Around here on the really thin scale section here, which will be for cars and trees and trucks and things like that going on. So if I got a big enough space, I will extend that board to make it a little bit more complex in time, but I think for now this will be enough just for starting progress. And this will be my proper railway, but I can extend it, I can add it onto it, depends on the room I got for my new place. But for now, this is basically what I'm aiming for to have for my proper dream layout, which will be a heritage line. Hey Siri, how do you spell heritage?
Heritage. H-E-R-I-T-A-G-E.
T-H-R-I-T. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. How do you spell heritage?
Heritage. H-E-R-I-T-A-G-E.
G-E. Heritage line. Hey Siri. Line. How do you spell line?
Line. L-I-N-E.
N-E. And what heritage line are you going to ask me? Well, it's going to be based on my form of preparation of a heritage line, which is going to be based on Bodmin. And yes, I know that's only I can't remember the name of it. It's like a training sequencing, so it basically goes back on itself. Got a side in it, and it basically goes back into the side and couples up to the coaches, and then it goes back up. The same line basically goes back to Bodmin Parkway, but being a heritage line, anything can go. This is how I'm going to be building my proper railway, by the way. But I just want to put onto the next page to show you what I'm looking into doing for the train wise, for the size of the layout, being that the layout is smaller. As I said, if the room is my new place is going to be bigger, I can extend the layout a little bit bigger. But obviously, say, what we got? Here we go. My favourite class, 43 in GNER livery, class HST set, or as well known for the Intercity 125 set, the premium one by Hornby from 2009. So